All right, so I want to talk about transaction management systems, or a TMS. So what you're looking for with the TMS as a small to mid-sized carrier, 1 to 10 trucks, you're looking for a TMS that's going to make your life easier. It's going to make you more efficient as an owner operator or as a small carrier operating a small fleet of trucks. So what a lot of the TMS systems on the market try to do is they try to be an all-in-one tool, which always what I found is they just turn out to be too complex. There's a lot of bells and whistles that you're never going to use, and it takes more time to set up um, and make it work than the time you're saving. So what you really need is just a few good tools to run your system very efficiently and be profitable. You can lay off your dispatchers. If you're paying a dispatcher, if you have 2 trucks, um, that's going to cost you $2,500 a month. So imagine being able to save that money and put it right in your pocket just because you are more efficient and you have the tools to get your job done and to manage your fleet the right way. So I'm going to talk about the tools that I use. Number one is the Motive dashboard. That's my ELD. It does a lot of things really good, including IFTA reports and all that, fuel reports. All that's already built into my ELD, so I don't need to, you know, build APIs to pull that into my TMS. No, this system is good as a standalone by itself. The other system I use is define loads, and that's DAT. There's a few other good ones out there. I happen to use DAT, and that is really good for what it does. There's no need for me to pull that information into my TMS to try and have one tool that does everything. It doesn't work. You don't need to do it. So what I use a TMS for, and the one we use is CarrierBliss.com. It only manages your loads. It helps you. So number one, first thing that you do is you import your rate confirmations. You click here, and you find your rate confirmation. You just find where you save it. And for me, I've got them here in my loads. And you just go down to your folders and find where you've got your rate confirmation. You double click it or click open. And I'm not going to do it here because I already have that load created. And it automatically fills in all the relevant information for your load. You could have 10 stops on a reefer load to fill every pickup and delivery locations with the delivery times on it. So once you do that, you create the load, and it goes in here to your load board, and this is where you will assign the driver and what status it's in. So the other thing I'll do first before I dispatch it is I will click on calculate miles right here, and that'll calculate the total deadhead miles based on the starting point that we entered. Okay, starting point, that's a manually entry because your driver could be at home, it could be anywhere. From the starting point to the first pickup location, and all the miles throughout for the for the loaded miles, it's going to calculate it right here. It's got your deadhead miles, your loaded miles, deadhead, and total miles. And then it also automatically calculates your rate per mile. Okay, so we do that. You click Save Changes, and it automatically gets dispatched to the driver. The driver pulls it up on his mobile phone. He's got all the load details, including load notes, pickup numbers, every little detail he needs to run that load. He's going to have on his mobile phone. And there's auto text notifications when it gets dispatched. So let's go back to the dashboard. Here's where you're going to see your metrics, and this replaces your spreadsheets. So if you use spreadsheets in the past to try and figure out what your profitability is, this replaces all that. And so in this dashboard here, what we did to make things simpler and to give you a clear picture of what you're earning per mile, we wanted to exclude do here is see based on the deadhead and the loaded miles, what our average rate per mile is. And that's what we're tracking here. We've got, this is over the last 30 days, and you can sort this from 7 days, 30 days, this month, or you can put custom dates in here and you can go back as far as you want to. You can search it even by driver to see what they're doing. I'll just leave it on all drivers for now, and then we can see over the last 30 days what our total revenue is, what our average rate per mile is over that month. We can see loads. I don't have any loads dispatched currently. Can go back to dashboard. Um, Loads in transit. So that if you're clicking these boxes, it'll actually go to the load board and see which loads are in transit. So let's go back there. But you can see we got two in transit for $5,100. Last month we've had delivered. It's got all the loads there that pulls up. We've got our deadhead miles, loaded miles, and total miles. So we can see that the deadhead miles, we're only at 11%. That's not bad. Deadhead, do a snapshot of how you're doing on a rate per mile basis. Now, again, the other thing we're looking at here is the revenue by load type. So we can see that most of our revenue is coming from flatbeds, followed by reefers, dry vans, and not doing any power only over the last 30 days. And then the revenue distribution, 52% of the revenues from flatbeds, 35% from reefers, and 12% from dry vans. The reason why dry vans is lower is because we actually use our reefers to do some dry van loads. We don't have. The other thing we're looking at is average rate per mile. What type of loads are pulling the highest rate per mile. And surprisingly, the dry vans have been pulling the highest rate per mile over the last 30 days, more than reefers or flatbeds. But all of them over $3 a mile, which is way better than it's been earlier in the year. We're in May of this is May 3rd, 2026. So all of these numbers were over April. So big turnaround in the market. Other metrics we're looking at, you can see efficiencies on driver performance. We've got revenue per driver. We can see which driver's bringing in the most money. We can see the number of loads per driver right here, which drivers are driving the most, and the average rate per mile, which driver is earning the highest rate per mile, and total miles driven per driver. These are very useful metrics for you to look at. Next, we'll go to our load board. This is very helpful, really, really useful. There's a lot of features here. So right off the bat, we've got these loads sorted from the most recent to the oldest. And you can just click on the invoice number to go to the oldest invoice first, or just click it back and go to the newest one. It's got all your load numbers. These are broker load numbers. It's got the broker name. It's got the load status, and we can toggle this to see canceled loads, loads in transit, delivered, just sorted by the newest load. We can sort by the highest rate that we've earned. We had one sort in any one of these columns, and you can sort by date. We can sort up here. We can put in a date range. We can put in by load status, loads in transit, delivered, canceled, dispatch. We don't have any dispatch right now. Just go to all, and then we can sort even further by flatbed loads, reefers, dry vans, and so on. The other thing that's really helpful here is you can type in anything you want here. You want to find a load from Werner. Just type in Werner, and it's got your Werner loads. Okay. Any broker, you can type in the driver name, loads by driver name, the destination address, Miami, pulls up all your Miami loads. Anything you want to, you can just search in this search bar right here. The next really useful tool is we can see our drivers, and here's where we can add new drivers. You can set up how you pay them. Do you pay them on a pay per mile, or do you pay them on a percentage of the rate? And you can just put that in right here. Already got these guys. This compensation, when you go to do your billing and your settlements, it's automatically going to calculate um, the payment due to your driver based on however you have the compensation set up here. The other thing that's real useful here is the availability column. You can see which of your drivers are available now, which ones are in transit. So this one's very helpful. Then we go to our team page, and here's where you can add a team member. You can add dispatchers, admin, whatever you need to help manage this system. Then we go to the billing tab, and if you do factoring, you can enter the date that the load was factored here. You can download the PDF, so you can send this to your brokers and invoice them. And so that's the billing tab. Then you'll go to settlements, and you settlements, and you can click whether you've paid the driver or not. But here's how you do the settlements for your driver. You can add items. You can add, if they tarp the load, you can add that on there. You can put in deductions, whatever you need to do. And then once you've completed this information, you export the PDF, and you've got your driver settlement statement that you can send them, showing the amount, um, showing the amount that is due to them. Okay, so this is a really helpful tool. Um, so that's CarrierBliss in a nutshell. CarrierBliss.com. I'm a tremendous amount of time. Um, it's so easy that I can just easily do my own dispatching because it's easy to track the loads. It's easy to provide updates to brokers, to do the billing and settlements. It's just a click of a button. Um, the subscription plans are very affordable. We have a 14-day free trial. So this system is very affordable. Just go to carrierbliss.com, and you can pick a plan and just start a free trial. It's a 14-day free trial. There's no my account, and you can settings, and you can upload your logo, put all your company information, so that all of your PDFs, billing statements, and settlement statements to the drivers will all be updated with your company information. If you ever want to cancel, super easy. You can just go right here to cancel subscription, no questions asked, and you can cancel, and your credit card will be canceled. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and reach out. Um, Go to carrierbliss.com, logisticsc.com, or you can call 442 322 4292. Is